Oh, hey there, guys, and we are back with another build. In this case, it's the Proton build. It's our second from last gaming computer on the website. It is a little on the higher end, especially considering it only has a 2-core, but we did the whole 2-core thing because we thought it best to give you what you needed instead of having a little more than you need and a little bit of extra room that would come at a much greater cost, honestly. So I'll go ahead and actually open this build up on... Oh, I must not have it bookmarked in here. What is it? PC Part Picker. That's the one. So I'll go in and get the build for you guys. I love the new updated look to the website, by the way. It is this one, I believe. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
Just press H on your keyboard, literally.
We went ahead and fixed the whatever was wrong last time with the... Oh, did we? So then I think the website reverted or something because the description for the first one is back, I think. At least based on the fact that it doesn't have the... Yeah, it's back to the way it was. But we'll just keep in mind the picture here and the price. So $8.99 is what we're looking at. We'll look at the Neutron for the actual parts. So obviously we're using the Pentium G3258, my favorite dual core, only like $60, runs amazingly well. I have mine currently overclocked at 4.5 gigahertz. It does have a non-standard cooler, like a non-reference CPU cooler, not the default Intel one. But with the stock cooler, you can get up to about 4.2. That's what I got off of mine, 4.2, before it started getting into the I don't want to go any higher. It's because I don't want to, burn the chip sort of thing. It also comes with a Noctua cooler this time. It's the low profile NHL 12. It is a bit of a weird cooler. Let me pull it up for you guys, the image here. So basically it has 2 fans on it, but it's not exactly the conventional way. It has a really small fan on the bottom, so it's running push-pull, and then it has like a standard 120-140 on top, and it's a lateral cooler as opposed to the standard vertical one. So this will allow it to fit more compactly in any case, and it'll also make sure that any passive airflow that runs through the fan and down onto the socket can just idly wick away any heat from nearby components, any of the MOSFETs or voltage regulators, any of that. So it's a decent cooler. It is a little bit on the pricey side, unfortunately, for what it is. For around the same price, you could probably get an NHD 14 instead. It would be a little bit of a higher price, though, obviously. Probably only maybe $5-10 ish, I think. That's what I saw it last at least. Next has a mini ITX motherboard. I'm not sure if this is the same one as we had last time with the Neutron, but it is basically bare bones. It's considered a B85 motherboard. Take my word for it. It overclocks like a Z87, so you don't need to worry about that. Next, we got the standard 1 stick of 8 gigabytes of RAM. You could go for a dual... what's it called? You could go for 2 sticks. I can't remember what it's called. Dual channel. You could go for dual channel memory. So it's 2 4-gig sticks. But keep in mind that does drive up the price a little bit more. It's some Sniper RAM, 1600 megahertz. Next, we got some basic storage. It's a 1 terabyte drive. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, this one's supposed to have a 240 gig SSD. Let me see if maybe that got put onto the other build. Oh, hold on. I bet this is the... Okay, so that's that one. Now, did this one get stuck with the... No? Maybe it's a mislabel. Honestly, I don't know how it could get mislabeled, but it apparently did. Yeah, we'll have to rectify that as well. So, do not go by this. It does not have a 240 gig SSD in it. Although, let me look at the price. No, that looks about right for the price. Next, we move on from the storage to the video card. We went with a fairly high-end option. It's not the highest end, obviously, but it is going to run a pretty penny. I'm not sure if the price here went up or not. It seems like it. Very likely. It's a 2 gig video card, so it's going to have enough video RAM for most games, medium to high settings, if not all of them. Obviously, you're not going to be playing Shadow of Mordor at like max settings, because I think that one requires 4 gigabytes, maybe more. I don't know. It's all in. Now hold on a second. That isn't right. That's a wrong case. I must be looking at the wrong build for sure. Where is it? Okay, so we'll go by case to look for it. So that's the half 915. That's the Rosewill. That's the Proton. Oh, we've been looking at the wrong parts list. Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Okay, so this is the correct price. That's why it seemed maybe a little bit high. Okay, so basically going back over it, Pentium still. We're using the NHU12S instead. It's a little bit better of a cooler. It's vertical instead of horizontal. It does only use one fan, but that's not really a concern. It's a higher CFM fan, meaning it'll push more cubic meters of, or cubic feet of air per minute. I think that's what CFM is, cubic feet per minute. The B85 motherboard is the same one from last time, and it's also the one I have. Pretty standard, like I said, basically a Z87. That's interesting. The other build had... Oh, I probably prioritized the frequency on the other one as opposed to the dual channel. But this is 8 gigs of RAM, dual channel. It's 1333 instead of 1600 megahertz. So it will be a little bit lower of frequency memory, but the cast latency on it is fine. I think it's probably 9? Yeah, 9 cast latency. That's fine. Obviously, you'd want it a little bit higher for the frequency at cast latency 9. Maybe a lower cast latency for the 1333, but you get what you pay for.
I broke the game.
Oh, good job. He's playing pinball. If you didn't know, the what is it?
Windows XP.
Yeah, Windows XP pinball thing that they preload on there. He's playing it. He downloaded it and he's playing it. Next for storage, we do have the 1 terabyte drive like the other build, but we do have the 240 gig SSD as well for the boot drive, and you know, any programs you might want to prioritize running fast, like games, maybe have a couple games on there, so that especially long loading time games like Skyrim, those might be nice to put on there. We chose the 270X for our video card.
Chris,
We didn't... Yeah.
on all of this, you're saying you built the builds, so you...
Yeah, I chose the builds, but we are... Oh, what have you done?
What?
All of us... Okay, never mind, it's clearing up now, but all of a sudden your mic went...
Oh, I started up CSGO.
Oh, well, it's introducing noise. I'll just say that much.
Is it worse?
It's it's present. I'll say that much. It's not bad. There we
Better?
go. Now it's gone. Are you also gone? Take that as yes. All right. So we chose the 270X because it's a mid-range 2 GB card. Oh, I hear you just barely.
Oh.
Uh,
What's
it's
happening?
I don't know. There
Uh,
we go. Just noticed my mic levels were a little high. Um, the 270X is obviously going to be a little bit better of an option for most games. Like I said, medium to high with the 285. It's going to be basically the middle of the road because you can get it for, as it shows here, about 210. I have seen cheaper ones. I'm not sure where though. Anyway, moving on. It's in the Bitphoenix Colossus case, and it's a very nice mid tower. It's a little hard for you to see there. It's a very small picture, but it has, like on the website, it has the nice red lines. I'm not sure if that's
I wonder.
that red glow there is just a tint on the window. If so, that might be a little gaudy. But I suspect that's just the image with LEDs is what it's trying to show. Next, we have a 500 watt bronze power supply, 80 plus bronze that is. You don't really need, you can see here it only estimates about 350 watts of actual usage, but you want to have a little bit of a buffer so that you can maybe add another graphics card. I don't know how much of an increase that would be, but I would assume it would still be just under the threshold. It's 80 plus bronze, so it's going to be efficient with your power. Obviously, since we're not using exactly 50%, 80% of the power or of the estimated wattage, it's not going to be at peak efficiency, but it is going to have better efficiency than a standard power supply. I believe it's also semi-modular. No, it's not modular, unfortunately. But that's what you have a case for. Just stuff it in there. No, I'm just kidding. You hide it. And finish it off, you got Windows 8.1. So we'll quickly head over to iBuyPower over here and check out how they compare. So they seem to be holding a deal where you can save lots of money. I don't know what the deal's about. Like maybe it's for some sort of anniversary or something. But we're going to go ahead and choose this. Keep in mind this would ordinarily be a lot more. Alright, that's going to cost a good bit more. We want to find a case that maybe looks similar but doesn't cost anything extra, honestly. That would be the best option. Nope. I think all the other cases, except for... Okay, I guess we'll just choose that one because it's close enough. And it's not the original case. Where's the original case, by the way? I guess we'll never know. No noise reduction or case lighting needed, or any of the expansion modules. We're using the G3258. Don't need... well... By the way, last time, I need to rectify this right now. I said $5 for the overclock. Can get you up to like 4.2 or whatever. Versus their like $20 there and $50 for 20% overclock.
Now Counter-Strike crashed.
It's actually 10 is what I meant to say for our overclock, not 5. But it's still half the price of their 10% overclock, 1/5 of their 20% overclock. We'll keep the standard cooler here because there's no need to change that. Decent memory, comparable. G-Skill, Ripjaws X. We'll go with it. We'll leave it as is. And we're looking for a 270X. Single card. Don't need any of the free stuff. And for the motherboard, basically, we want a Z87 or 97 comparable card motherboard. So I guess this one shall do. The Asus Z97K. Next, we don't need an SSD cache. We got 500 watt, 80 plus bronze power supply. Got a 1 terabyte hard drive, and move on to a secondary hard drive. We want a, oh, okay, I see, SSD plus HD. SSD 240 gig. Honestly, I don't know how the read rate compares, but we can take a look. Please have specs. Let's see. Alright, yeah. Okay, so we're looking more on the performance of this overclocked SSD. Alright, don't need RAID. Leave all that the same, and I think we're basically done because all of these are extras. Okay, actual, oh no, that's right. Again, they sell 4K monitors for like $200 charge extra. And that's just the, what's it called? That's just the monitor itself. Alright, so I think this is a little bit better of a comparison, at least based on what happened last time. So as you can see in the system build here, we have comparable parts. They obviously have a little bit better of a motherboard on here, and some better memory. Not a whole lot better, but better. But we have a better overall build, I would say, than what they're giving you. And it's for, well, technically it's for $813, but on our website it is $899. So instead of spending $989, $1,000 basically, you're spending $100 less, thereabouts. Much better of a comparison than last episode, where it was only like a $50 disparity. So hopefully this has enlightened you at least somewhat on what we do to try to save you money, and how even using comparable parts, and in some cases slightly worse parts, but not often. Actually, they're basically the exact same parts overall. We end up with a lower price even after we mark it up for like $50 profit, $50 to attribute to shipping. But until next time, guys, oh, bye there.
Bye.